Okay, we're going to put these pieces that form the place where the floor of the wheel, or the floorboard if you want to call it. The first thing to do is we have to put these outer pieces on, and you need to use a countersink. I can get a better picture here. To countersink the screws, and the screws are going to be, they're number 8 1-inch screws. Don't go any longer than number 8 1-inch. Otherwise they'll come out the other side, or at least part of it will come out the other side. Now the wheel, you have to line these up so that the output, or the outer edge of the wheel is smooth, perfectly up against these. So the best thing is to put the first screw, of course you need the glue on here. I use the Type Bond 2, it's waterproof, so it allows you to clean the wheel and you don't have to worry about water on the wheel. And then I won't glue this, well I guess I could glue it now. But just put a coating of glue on these, on the first piece. You don't need too much, but enough to cover it once you smooth it out. And you can just smooth it out kind of like this, all around. Of course it comes off your hands with water. Alright, but always have some paper towels. Now you line this first piece up, doesn't matter where on the wheel, that's the starting piece, right up against the edge of the wheel, so that it's flush with the wheel. Make this as accurate as you possibly can make it. And then put a screw in. Countersink it. I'm using the electric screwdriver or drill. Okay. Now you want to put 3 screws would be about right for each one of these. Roughly 3 screws. Be sure it lines up. Doesn't matter where you drill it. And the same thing here. And then the same thing on the end of this side. Make sure it's lined up. You can force it in if it's not. And the same thing. Alright, so this first piece now is done. Wipe off all the excess glue. And if you want, you can use a wet paper towel. Just make it smooth so that when you put the paint on, you don't see it. Alright, now you continue on around the wheel, all the way around. I'm not going to do that because it takes too much time. So you just keep going, put glue on the ends, push it up against that, and then the same thing, and you put 3 screws all around. All the way around. Now, what you want to do, after this is all around, screwed down and glued, put a pencil mark where you did each one of these screws out. Just like that. Alright, now the reason for this, put these pencil marks on every screw you put in on this 1.5-inch piece. And the reason for that is, when we put these on, which are going to go on top, you need to know where the screw is if you can't see it. So you don't want to screw this piece on top and then hit the screw that's on the bottom, because then you're going to have a problem. Now here's the same thing. When this is all done, you put the little ones on around, all the way on the outside, but wherever this line is between these, make sure the center of these is on top of the line. This way you don't have all the seams in the same spot. This will actually hold the two bottom ones together, and so on all the way around. Now you have the pencil marks, so you don't have to, you can put these screws, 3 screws in here, you know, wherever you want. But not, just don't hit the other screws on the bottom. You could probably get away with 2 screws, but I use 3 because I don't want no problems later on. So then you mount this on top. After you finish the bottom, you go around the top the same way, and you put it over the middle of this, over top of the center. The same thing, countersink it and glue it. Wipe off the glue, and when you're all done, you're going to have something that looks similar to this, like this. So that's it. When I come back, this will all be ready. Okay, so now we have the wheel has dried, and this is the wheel after we've got all the pieces screwed down and glued. So now we got to make the front rim for the wheel, and I'll show you how we're going to do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, now we're going to make the rim that's going to go on the front. Now the first thing to do before you do anything, put wax paper all around the edge of the wheel, because when we put these pieces on, we do not want to get them glued to the wheel, otherwise you're going to have one project trying to get these off of the wheel. So the wax paper is going to keep this from sticking. So this is how we start, and then we have to continue all the way around, but I'll just get you started on this and then just follow it all the way around. First thing you do is take the wider piece, follow the contour. First of all, turn the wheel over. This is the back side of the wheel. So we're going to do this to follow the wheel just like we did on the other side. So put the first piece of this down, make sure it's flush with the wheel. Put a clamp on it, roughly 5 or 6 inches over. And then take the next piece, line it up with the large curved piece, and be sure that's lined up with the wheel, and then clamp this one down maybe 4 or 5 inches from the back. Clamp that here so that everything follows the contour of the wheel. Clamp that one down, and then you glue this piece on. Put it roughly where the seam is on the 2 pieces that we just put down, because we don't want all the seams to be in one place, because that could crack. So follow the contour of the piece you just did. Put 3 screws, one, another screw, another one, but don't put the screw in between where the 2 bottom pieces are butted together here. Now, what you're going to have to do here is just do one piece, but take away one of the clamps. Once you get this screw, take away one clamp, and then just continue around the wheel until you have the whole duplicate side. Do not screw this piece, the bigger pieces, to the wheel, otherwise the job is no good. So try to get it as accurate as possible and do all the way around just like the other side, and that'll give us the front frame, and then we'll continue from there on the next video.